Hey, how are you, family? Welcome back to my channel. This is, of course, the channel where there are a lot of idol animes, but only one of which is my absolute favorite, and that is Zombieland Saga, I suppose. Wait, anyway. Hey, fam, welcome back to this live stream. So today I'm joined by my special friend. Do you want to introduce yourself to my audience?
Hello, Endoski's audience. I am Manga Wolf, and I am his otaku friend.
Yeah.
I am also an artist.
Yeah, he's an artist friend. Actually, one of my inspirations when I started doing my sort of channel, my mini art, and yeah, really good stuff. And you know, there's that. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, this is my second sort of collab video, and in today's Tell Me Rindo, we're going to be discussing about idol anime. Tell me, Rindo, what exactly is idol anime? Well, to my understanding or to my definition, I find idol anime to be quote unquote from Wiki, um, an anime about that centers around the story of an idol group. Now, what are idols? And this is also according to Wiki that idols are a quote unquote type of entertainer marketed for image, attractiveness, and personality in Japanese pop culture. So think of them as sort of like pop stars in a way, yes. And there are many kinds of idols, they're with different themes to them. There's like the girl groups, all boy groups, the virtual, and so on and so forth. And you'd see a lot of these members, at least to my understanding, there are a lot in the animes that I've watched and also seen recently or often is that these members are within the sort of teenage age or teenage years age gap or age group, and that's the case that you would see in, again, as I've said, anime as well. But I think there are also times when these Japanese idols are above that. Like it's actually a job for them. And I also have right here something to note that this is also from the wiki that Japanese idols would retire typically. They have a shift in career after aging out of the industry, with female idols typically changing careers at age 25, and males at 30 to 45. And again, this is according to wiki. But I'm sure most of you are the fam have at least seen or familiarized yourself with idol anime, especially to that one idol anime that I'm sure most of you recognize. And this is really one of the most. Correct me if I'm wrong, Manga Wolf, about like she's the one of the forefronts Siguro idols, which is, or virtual idols, so to speak, which is Hatsune Miku. So like kanang, is that true, or like, I guess in a sense, virtual sense, no, virtual idol wise kay siya jud ang first, if I remember correctly, or not? Kay.
Well, in my case, in my generation, I learned about Hatsune Miku back in 2012,
Yeah.
or even longer than that. So I'd say that everything was inspired by Hatsune Miku,
Mm.
not started by Hatsune Miku. Since there would be Japanese idols back in the past that
Mm.
would be translated or used for anime,
Mm.
which is even before Tsunemiku ever was ever born.
Yeah, because like if you think about like Hololive or the VTuber community or the VTuber members, right? I guess in one way you could call them, idols, right?
Mm.
Or not, or no? Yeah, I think they're different class or different category, so to speak.
Comedians, maybe? Yeah, they're idols. They're idols.
In a way, in a sense.
Idol comedians.
Yeah, but strictly speaking, if you wanna like dive into like the more anime focused or anime centered idols, right? Um it's really those type of idol groups, that musical groups, right, that are composed of either, again, all girls or all boys, right? And you notice that most of them are in high school when they start their careers. And going
Yeah.
into that, right? Like going into that, right? To start it off, I want to ask you what is your favorite idol anime and why, primarily?
in anime, except for those that were made for like real life, like Miku and
Mm,
Hololive,
yeah.
I'd say I started with Love Live.
Yes. Which one? I guess I know there's a lot of Love Live.
Uh, the very start of use.
Mm. The School Idol Project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too. But wait,
But then I was left out by the other generations.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, I agree, man. Like I don't know. I guess it's because like one part of me feels like the plot is quite similar in a sense, but what changes what makes it different really is the characters, like the members, and you also have of course the songs, and there's a sort of uniqueness right to each of these idol groups songs.
Hmm.
Mm. Pero for me, for instance, my favorite idol anime is Zombieland Saga. I guess you could call it an idol anime. It is,
Is that,
yes, technically, right?
I guess you could call it that.
Well, because they're idols, right? And you're following a story of their role to idolship. But I made a video actually talking about the way one of my one of the first video actually that I had my face reveal was like um semi face reveal is like talking about how Zombieland Saga is this anime idol anime that's just has a completely different vibe and uniqueness to it, especially in terms
Hmm.
of its plot compared to other typical or other idol animes like Love Live or Bang Dream. But
Yeah.
I guess another reason why I like Zombieland Saga is again just for its plot, but most importantly, I guess the songs as well. Because don't get me wrong, I both the Love Live songs and the Zombieland Saga songs are really good. They're really great, right? But
Hmm.
Zombieland Saga seem to struck more to me in that sense, and it's also again one of the um early idol animes that I've watched. The first one is actually Love Life because I was introduced to it by a friend, and if you know me, I'm not really that guy, to watch idol animes because admittedly, or as trashy as I am, guy, it's not my type of thing, especially if it's all girls and there's no romance and the like. But
That is true.
'di ba? Like, but
Yeah.
as soon as I watch it, I find it to be quite interesting, quite nice. It has a charm to it, especially the whole slice of life aspect within that anime, and I was just so drawn to it. No, because if you think about it in one way, kay, sorry, like, Muna, these animes has become really that impactful to at least to me as a viewer, as an audience, because it has that element of like freshness, I suppose, in my perspective, a freshness. Kay, I'm always exposed to a lot of these trashy, quote unquote, romances or the OPMC type, the isekais and the like. So, I guess a change of pace is nice, man said. I mean,
Yeah. That's
right?
true.
Pero in that context, right? Like, why do you think to the for the public that why are these idol anime really popular? Is it because of the anime itself or perhaps the songs?
I would say it would be the songs and the animation.
I agree.
Some honestly, some studios,
Mm,
re- some studios are kind of excelling at the animations within the idol genre.
exactly.
So like, it'd be nice to see other than fighting animations, we could
Mm,
see around like cute girls dancing
yeah,
inside on a stage.
exactly. The choreography is also quite nice,
Hmm.
And like sub question, I've actually just begun to realize this. What came first? Would you consider that the songs came first and then the anime, or the anime and then the release of the songs in the sort of album?
I'd say the songs came first.
Oh, interesting. Because like
Because without the songs, they couldn't have planned to make a
an anime,
animation for them.
right? Yeah, because I feel like in crafting a song takes much more. It's more um it's more put into rather than the plot. I'm not so sure. This could be controversial. Please don't cancel me. But like, wanna like the plots seem so simple, but the what drives the entire premise of an idol anime is as you said, precisely the songs, right? And these songs,
Mhm.
a lot of these songs are really impactful. Do you have a like a favorite song, for instance, in Love Live or any idol song for that matter?
Mm, I'd say Sanbon Zakura by Atsuniko
Okay.
or World's Mine.
Mm. And like,
I really like both the lights.
and what do you think? Like, it's your favorite. I mean, of course, me and you, we both know we don't. We can barely understand the lyrics, but for some reason we find to really, um, to really fall in love with this series or with the songs, right? Why is that?
Mhm.
Perhaps the way the way the melody carries itself, or the way it tries to the song appeals to our soul, so to speak, even though we don't
I think
understand it.
anyone could answer this question though.
Mm,
I mean, songs have feelings, man. You can just
exactly.
feel through the music.
Yeah. Or simply put, we like the song because we like it. You can look up the lyrics, siguro, like in Romanji. Yes, that is one thing. Pero it's the entire feel of the song that really makes it pop out. And actually, one of my favorite songs from is a song from Love Live as well, which is Snow Halation. And
Mhm.
the melody of it, especially the piano bit and just everything about the song, just makes it seem like a graduation song for some reason. Both the terms like graduation for school and graduation as in like saying farewell to a entertainer, if that's what it's called, if I remember correctly. Cause like,
This is where we get beaten by the songs that
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, but snow halation is um that type of um that type of that form of music, fam, where like once you listen to it, and you also get to have a feel of the lyrics of the members, the singers, so to speak, right?
yeah.
It just has that, that really embracing vibe to it, and really makes you, pump your fist up in the air and go wild and all that. It's a overall a great song essentially, and
It's a pumping fist for rock music, not idol music.
could be or like,
Mm.
yeah. A while ago you've mentioned something about sa animation, right? Which, especially sa idol anime, for instance, like Love Live or
Yeah.
um what other idol animes out there, Bang Dream and all that.
There's also a selection project.
Yeah. Oh
I have
yeah, Selection
banking.
Project. Yeah. And there's actually one this season, right? If I remember correctly, it's Kuzu Idol, Kuzu Kami or something, Phantom of the Idol. Yeah, I started watching it. It's great. But like in these idol animes, like for instance Love Live, the animation is godly. I mean, it's incredible
Yeah.
how beautiful it is, and it doesn't seem generic, or it seems a bit generic in a way, so to speak. Pero it's so aesthetically pleasing to look at, especially with all of the group members having these unique features, especially towards their hairstyle, the color of their hair, their eyes, and their build, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Credits to the artists.
yeah, credits to the big applause to the artist Jed for making this a so beautiful. And one of the another aspect rather that I find about idol animes is the CGI of it. Now, of course, of course, I think there are some dance scenes where it's not CGI, especially when they practice. But I've noticed as well most of their performances are created in CGI. You think it's because perhaps it's for better movement, for better flow of the
I'd say
performance.
it's to highlight more of the dance
Yeah.
performance. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, I know it's difficult to animate, and it's I have no knowledge about how difficult or how easy or how it's done precisely, step by step. I do a bit, pero I get the overall gist that it is hard to, especially if you wanted to make the flow of the movements really as pleasing as it is, 60 FPS or something like that. And an easy way to go about it is by using CGI. And perhaps, if I remember correctly, I remember hearing about that CGI is much cheaper to do in comparison to animating it frame by frame. But do you think that the CGI dances are not as good as a 2D frame by frame or 2D animation style of dancing? Or what do you think about that?
Uh, about CGI, right?
Yeah, CGI.
Wait, can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
CGI is like um I find it to be not as good or not as um it's not as better as compared to dances that are drawn by hand or drawn frame by frame.
Well, technically, CGI. How do I say this? CGI and drawn by hand. What CGI you can see more of a 3D style, and by being drawn by hand, you can see around specific highlights
Mm.
only goes around the characters.
Mhm.
But about CGI, you can see everything around the world.
Mm.
For example, like you're on a top view, bird's eye view. You can see everyone cheering from the other side. You can
Oh.
see the dances on the stage.
So it's like there's a lot of versatile opportunities to have different frames in place. Like
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point. I've also noticed
but
that.
there's also this part where if they're not skilled enough to on using CGI, the art would be changed a bit
Yeah,
just to
that's
the
also one thing
rendering.
said, especially towards their face, because I've noticed that um correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm so sorry if I get this wrong, that the face is not as doesn't really have the same feel or vibe as compared to the 2D version of it. And as you've said about the camera angles, I've noticed that um when when the last episode of Zombieland Saga came out, the one where they had a concert, right? This huge concert, and there's a lot of different camera angles going on, and yeah, CGI is useful to help capture all of that that movement, that motion without compromising um without compromising any again times I guess in animating, but most importantly towards just to have this 3D environment that is already like um they can simply just rotate around, and with that it's easy for you to just capture on that um on that uh, screen or moment, for instance. And yeah, I guess CGI isn't that bad, pero like again, I guess CGI in idol anime and CGI in, for instance, fighting animes or any action animes. Do you think there's a huge difference in the feel of it?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can see the charm between 2D and 3D already.
Mm. Or like, cause you've noticed that CGs are used in these animes with a lot of movement to the character, and movements being, for instance, in this case, for idol anime it's dancing, and for fight animes it's the fighting itself. But one of the charms, again, of fighting anime is that their 2D style is so aesthetically pleasing, and that's why
Mhm.
people love it, right? But at the same time, I keep getting, or we keep hearing criticisms in the anime community about, for instance, that Attack on Titan bit where um, the one of the fights where there's a CGI figure of Eren as a Titan, and people were freaking out, and I was like, what's wrong with it? You could barely tell the difference. I mean, I thought that, you think that it's drawn well, or the entire fight itself is being done fluidly, so there's no problem with that. But if you take a look at, say for instance, the idol animes, um as far as I know, there's no one really complaining much, I suppose. I'm not so sure about that, again, about the animation style or the CGI behind it, but that's just me,
Um,
siguro.
no, I think it's kind of relatable to other viewers also.
Mm. Yeah, sakto. At the end of the day, really, it's about what we feel, right? About
Yeah.
this, ano. Because if we like it, we like it. If we don't, you simply don't dislike it. Or you can dislike it if you want. It's up to you. But really, at the end of the day, you enjoy the show, and the show is amazing. And speaking of amazing, essentially, may I ask how many idol anime that you've seen or watched?
Honestly, not much. It's
Not
around
much.
five.
Five. I've only watched three, I suppose. Yeah, three. I'm familiar with three idol animes. Yeah, but um, in that sense, right? If we're both familiar with Love Live, right? And using
Yeah.
that as a premise, right? What do you think about the plot of the anime itself? In terms of integrating that whole slice of life genre into a music one, like, would you say that it really has a good balance between the slice of life and the music, or there's also a lot of that good drama as well included?
Well, the entire idea about the idol anime is about showing lifestyle of other idols, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And we can also see that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
No. So it's portrayed really well in anime.
Mm. Actually, that's another point. Like, is it actually, like, quote unquote legit, or close enough similar, I suppose, the way, like, how idols are being recruited from these schools, or you can just, like, debut, I guess, or like audition for becoming an idol, and if you get so many hits, so many likes, if you upload it on the internet, then some agency would be aware and call you or something like that, I suppose.
Well, that part, I think that if we have true enough, not true. Uh, so, about the recruitment part, some of it is exaggerated in anime,
Oh yeah,
which
true.
anime always does that.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with the harsh. Like, it's a harsh reality, no, especially in this type of industry. Correct me if I'm wrong, fam. But like, recruiting talents, it's not easy. But if you're talented, like, I suppose it could be. But you have to really find a way to bring that out, to let people know about said talent, right? Because
Mhm.
otherwise, if how would they find you otherwise? But yeah, it's one thing to think about um the slice of life aspect, but the Love Live anime actually made me cry. It made me cry in the second season, if I remember correctly. The season where the third years are graduating, and they had this like emotional talk on the beach, and
Yeah.
that just made me bawl my eyes out, or maybe slowly cry, because 2 seasons of these girls, we get to see a lot of these episodes, not a lot per, like about 13 or 15 or so episodes, a lot of episodes essentially, with these girls spending time together and getting to have them have a heart to heart with one another, is just like, damn man, that's that hits me, especially to know like they're graduating. Not only are they, moving on from high school to college, but I think if I remember, the the they also have to halt their career as an idol, or maybe um graduate even in an idol sense, so to speak. I, yeah, honestly, I forgot about that. Pero the gist of it is like, even idol animes, or even the slice of life aspect of how the story was crafted and directed, can make that huge impact. It's not only towards the songs, but towards the overall feel of the members themselves, to
Mhm.
how the members interacted with one another, how their relationship started and progressed, and getting to see that progress bear fruition, or bear fruit to a success in terms of their songs, right? And
Yes.
seeing that, um I'm sorry, getting a bit emotional. Not tearing up, or like, yeah.
This
Um
time window.
yeah, but seeing that progress, that all that emotion, like, it's nice, you know? I mean, it's not the
Yeah.
best,
Yes.
it's not the most um thought provoking, I suppose. Yes, it is. But like, it's just simply a story to which we journey along with these characters, and we also get to get a feel of why they would feel that way. And the same goes for a lot of anime, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. I think about idol animes is that it's kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
to feel the expression because
Oh, really?
there are too many characters.
Well, I disagree
It
with
makes
that.
it
I
hard.
think that the addition of all of these characters, all the members, 9 of them, is what makes it even more heartbreaking, because there's a lot of people involved with it. I mean, like,
Yeah, it makes it heartbreaking when someone leaves. But
oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
look at their past, then what's the point? You couldn't exactly know their feeling. Like, would you have to feel nine emotions at the same time for one anime?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I guess you could say that they all feel the same way, I suppose. Could be.
Yeah.
But again,
It's kind of
um
hard for me to grasp on what to enjoy. It's either the animation or the song.
and what, for in your opinion, what would you lean on more?
I would say it would have to be the impact of the songs. Yeah,
Mm, yeah.
since that's what much more understandable
Mm.
for me.
the songs, the songs is really good. Actually, I want to get your opinion on this, because it's one of the things that's been eating up at me. When I first got to like want to dive into idol animes, right?
Hmm.
Is it okay? I'm not sure if this is a hot take, right? But is it okay if you only hear of the songs? You're only familiar with the songs. You listen to it. It's your favorite song. You download it or whatever, but you did not watch the anime. Is that something that's okay, or
Uh, the community of that anime would be against
really?
that. Yeah,
So like, if you don't know the anime, if you don't know the s- if you know the song, but don't know the anime, then it's taboo, so to speak.
It's not that cool. More like uh, some people would just really dislike that.
Or not, slightly disagree, I suppose. Yeah. Because,
Uh,
like, I mean, me, for instance, I would download, or I would hear of a song, right? That's really mainstream, for instance, that's really popular, that has a really nice beat to it, and I want to know where the anime where the source came from, the anime it came from, right? And when I see the anime, it's something that I don't like. This is just an example, right? It's something that I don't like. It's a story that I don't want to watch it at this time, but I really love the song, and I download the
mhm.
song, or keep listening to the song, right? But without having any knowledge of the actual show itself. For me, it feels like it's a again, yeah, it's weird because um you don't know, you don't have that sort of connection to the show, right? As compared to, like, if you get to know the song, good, but know that this song is um based off or comes from an anime, to which I know that's, but maybe the lyrics are also direct, or the lyrics have a connection to the story of it, right? For instance,
Mhm.
Attack on Titan. Sorry, excuse me. The Attack on Titan theme songs, the theme songs are good, but the theme songs are good, and they have a really good connection to the anime, a connection to the vibe of the anime, and how it really sort of links towards the narrative, right? And the same goes, I
Yeah.
suppose, for idol anime. But yeah, I guess this is dangerous territory to to roam in, especially if you're not too familiar with these sort of things. But
Oh,
yeah,
it's a start.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, to start. Um, I want to ask you, like, was there ever an anime that you've began to watch because of the opening theme song, or because of a ending theme song, so to speak?
Pokemon.
Well, there is.
Pokemon.
Really?
I wanna be the very
Right? No, no,
best.
stop, wait. Don't copyright. Sorry. Wait, I want to process that, right? Cause, like, Pokemon is huge, man, and, like, you know, you've never heard of Pokemon until you've, like, heard the theme song.
Uh, my sister's influenced me.
Ah, I see.
And then when I heard the song, I'm like, I'm stuck in this. I'm, I'm
and
very much stuck in
and
this.
makes you feel like I have to listen. I have to watch this anime because I dig the song so much, so I have to watch the
Uh,
anime to get familiar, to get caught up with things. And I guess the fear of missing out is also factored into a lot of these thought processes, wherein you correlate the songs and the anime. And sorry, I want to go off on a little tangent here. If you reverse that sort of process, right? You've heard of, in this scenario, you're familiar with the anime, but you've never played the original game, the game that is based on the anime. What do you think on that?
what do you mean by the game? The card
Um,
game or the video game?
for instance, in my case, all right, this is what happened to my relationship with Azure Lane. Now, before I got to I knew Azure Lane already before. I've always wanted to play the game, but because of my crappy phone, I couldn't. And
Yeah.
so the anime adaptation came out. I so excited. I actually finished through the entire anime, despite it being a bit on the mediocre side, I suppose, according to most, or a lot, not most, but, like, the majority, I suppose, so to speak. That it's an okay anime in my opinion. But, like, I love the anime, but I never played the game. Would that be, like, an okay thing to do, or it's better if you if you watch the anime, then go try out the game for
Well,
yourself. Or
it'll be fine. Should be fine.
because like there's that feeling inside of me, like this is an anime adaptation, the animation, right?
Mhm.
But it would be better, like, if you are a true fan of this franchise, or this of Azure Lane, then you'd really play the game instead of being an anime fan or anime watcher, for instance.
Well, if you were a fan of the game, then you'd consider watching the anime, yes.
Yeah.
But the producers made the anime to create to let people watch and made the game to let people play.
Mhm.
So it's all it's all on your decision whether you want to play the game or not.
Yeah, I agree, man. Sorry, but I still can't get rid of that feeling. But yeah, it's good.
For
It's
sure.
no, it's a good start, at least, to get familiar with a lot of these things, so to speak. Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you watch a show, if you're a fan of the series, and if you don't play the game, then I guess it's okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know? So yeah, I guess we're getting to the final stages of our little talk right here. Just realized that we've gone to a lot of tangents. But
Yeah.
overall, overall, idol anime, it has a certain beauty to it, really. A beauty that is carried by its music, the animation, the feels to it, and you know what? Idol anime, there's still a lot of new shows that's sort of trying out different themes to idol anime, right? Especially, I guess I should call it more on a music, I suppose. Yeah, on the music genre as well, where yes, I guess they could be considered idols. I don't know, but as far as I remember, to my knowledge at least, right? There's like that one anime, Lapis Relight, if that's the title, where it has that magical aspect to it.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, like just like what Zombieland Saga did with the genre, really creating new plot points and new elements to it, that's more, far more than just its music aspect or the dancing aspect of it. It's one thing that we really look forward to in the future of these um, idol anime. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me here, Mango Wolf.
No
Even though,
problem, Random.
so yeah, I guess that's about it for this live stream, fam. Take care, family. I'm gonna be watching some idol anime, because the idol anime this season is pretty good. I suggest you check it out. I forgot what's the title of it. Phantom of the Idol. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, take care.